Hello students, today we are going to discuss about analysis of water for alkalinity. The object of today's experiment is to determine the amount of sodium hydroxide and sodium carbonate in the given alkaline mixture or in water sample by titrating it against an intermediate HCl using phenolphthalein and methyl orange as indicators. These are the apparatus or reagents required for performing this experiment. It is a double indicator titration method, hence different indicators are used at two different stages of the titration. In this titration, when sodium carbonate and sodium hydroxide mixture is titrated with HCl, the neutralization occurs in two stages. In the first stage, sodium hydroxide is completely neutralized while sodium carbonate is partially neutralized. Phenolphthalein is used as an indicator. You can easily see from these equations in which first equation is telling us about how neutralization of NaOH is taking place and sodium carbonate is half neutralized. This is our phenolphthalein endpoint, and then we will continue the experiment with methyl orange indicator, and then complete neutralization of this will take place. At the first endpoint, that is P, known as phenolphthalein endpoint, the pink color of phenolphthalein disappears because of the change in pH. At this stage, indicator methyl orange is added and the titration is continued. At the next endpoint, that is methyl orange endpoint, the yellow color of the solution turns to cherry red. Here, reading M denotes total volume of HCl consumed from the beginning of the experiment. Now we will share a small video showing you how the experiment is going to be performed. So this was a small video showing how experiment is being performed. Now we will carry out the calculations. Have a look on the procedure part. We will wash all the apparatus with distilled water. Rinsing is done for burette and pipette, and then we will fill respective solutions into conical flask as well as burette, and then we will start titration. So this is the remaining part of the procedure, how the experiment is being performed. Now we come to the calculation part. Readings are noted down in this particular observation table. This first one is for volume of alkali mixture. Every time we will take 10 ml of alkali mixture into the conical flask, and then initial reading is usually taken as 0 into the burette. We will read out the lower meniscus because the solution is colorless. Now we will assume some readings so as to carry out calculations. For example, suppose in first experiment, phenolphthalein endpoint comes out to be at around 4.2. And then methyl orange endpoint comes to be around at 5.1 ml. Now we will repeat the same experiment, taking again fresh 10 ml of alkali mixture, and we will carry out the titration same as above. We will take initial burette reading as 0. Again we will fill the burette and set it to 0. And then readings comes out to be at phenolphthalein endpoint, it comes out to be 4.0, and methyl orange endpoint comes out to be around 5.0. Then we will repeat the same process for the third time, taking again fresh 10 ml of alkali mixture. Then it comes out to be phenolphthalein endpoint as 4.0, and methyl orange endpoint comes out to be around 5.0. So as per these values, our concordant reading for phenolphthalein endpoint is 4.0. Means consecutively two same readings are termed to be as concordant readings. So concordant reading for methyl orange endpoint is 5.0 ml. Now we will carry out the calculation using the formulas. So this is the formula for calculating strength of sodium hydroxide. We will use the concordant readings obtained in our observations. This is the normality equation, that is N1V1 is equals to N2V2. What is N1 here? That is normality of HCl, which is N by 20. V1 is volume of HCl consumed with sodium hydroxide only, which is to be calculated by using the formula, that is 2P minus M. And when we will take phenolphthalein endpoint as 4.0 and methyl orange endpoint as 5.0 milliliters, then it comes out to be 3.0 milliliters. So this is the volume of HCl consumed with sodium hydroxide only. Now N2 denotes normality of sodium hydroxide, which is unknown here, and it is to be calculated. Volume of alkali mixture taken is 10 ml. So by using these values, this normality of NaOH comes out to be 2 upon 100. So we will use value of normality of sodium hydroxide in calculating the strength of sodium hydroxide in given alkali mixture. Normality of sodium hydroxide is multiplied with the equivalent weight of sodium hydroxide. That gives us N2 multiplied by 40, and this comes out to be 2 upon 100. That is normality of sodium hydroxide we have calculated earlier, multiplied by equivalent weight of sodium hydroxide, that is 40 here. So assuming these readings, the strength of sodium hydroxide in the given alkali mixture comes out to be 0.6 grams per liter. So this is the calculation part for strength of sodium hydroxide. Now we will calculate for concentration of sodium carbonate. This is the formula for calculating concentration of sodium carbonate. Again, we are using the normality equation. N1V1 is equals to N3V3. Here N1 denotes normality of HCl, that is N by 20. V1 star denotes volume of HCl consumed with sodium carbonate only. And formula for this is 2m minus P. By using the concordant readings for phenolphthalein endpoint as 4.0 and methyl orange endpoint as 5.0, it comes out to be as 2 milliliters. We will use it in this normality equation for calculating normality of sodium carbonate. Volume of alkali mixture taken is same here, that is 10 ml, which we are taking out with the help of pipette. Now we will use these values for calculating normality of sodium carbonate. So it comes out to be 2 upon 200. Or you can also simplify it as 1 upon 100. So we are using this normality of sodium carbonate for calculating the strength of sodium carbonate. Strength of sodium carbonate is obtained by multiplying its normality by its equivalent weight, which is 53 here. So by using these values, it comes out to be 0.53 grams per liter. So this is our overall calculation. So these are the precautions of this experiment. Solution is titrated. It should be cold enough. Use indicator carefully. Only 1 to 3 drops. And every time we are using similar volume of indicator in each and every titration. Loss of carbon dioxide must be prevented by keeping the tip of the burette immersed in the solution present in the conical flask. We will observe decolorization of phenolphthalein indicator at the endpoint carefully. Now we will note down the outcomes of this particular experiment. When we are using a standard solution of sodium carbonate and sodium hydroxide, then we are obtaining these values, which is denoted as expected outcome. But when we are carrying out the experiment using any water sample or given water sample which is unknown to us, then we will note down our achieved outcome or calculation results as this particular form. Presence of sodium carbonate. In this, when we are assuming phenolphthalein endpoint as 4.0 and methyl orange endpoint as 5.0, then our results comes out to be concentration of sodium carbonate as 0.53 grams per liter and concentration of sodium hydroxide comes out to be 0.6 grams per liter. So this is our overall calculation for this particular experiment. So this is all about today's experiment. These are the references for this particular experiment. You can go into details of this experiment by these links. Thank you.